Another Brick fan here with a look at a Marvel superhero set. This is Carnage. This is set 76199, was released in April 2021 as a Target exclusive. It has 546 pieces, no minifigures, and cost about $60 when it was released. This is the second Marvel helmet slash bust that has been done to date. There is another one. Last year Iron Man was released, and also Venom was released this year. But this one is the one that came out first. As I mentioned, it is a Target exclusive as far as on the retail side, but of course Lego and Lego Shop at Home will both have this set as well. One of the things that really stands out to me is the very large jaw here for Carnage and this severe underbite, which many others have probably mentioned, and then the tremendous amount of stickers that were done for this set. In fact, there are 8 stickers just on his forehead here that make up all of this little black texturing on top of the red. I think it turned out really nicely. You just have to be very careful to get those stickers on there nicely, and I tried to do a good job on that, but you may see those to be off just a little bit. Interestingly, there is a little sticker down here way underneath to keep that kind of pink look going on inside of his mouth, which I think turned out pretty well. Lots of really big teeth here, which I think are accurate for the character. I think they did a good job in getting those into the model. This jaw, of course, comes way out on the bottom here, but is sloped pretty nicely. You can see where it's got the combination of some exposed studs as well as some plates down here, which make it look quite good. The nameplate down here, of course, is a printed nameplate, and you got the Marvel and the name of the character with Carnage, just like we saw with Iron Man and also all of the other helmet sets. Once again, another sticker here on the side. I think it was nicely done with a very smooth side here. I like the way that the contouring comes kind of sloped up here, and then you see the very nice curve, smooth curve back here. So using some of these shaped plates worked out quite well. On top there's a smooth section here, and then lots of studs. Just like all of the other helmets, this is a stud on the side construction. You notice this one's got an awful lot of interior space, kind of more wide open than many of the others. Makes for a very thick back plate here to create that curving of the helmet. Putting it together, you still see that really nice red and black on the outside here. Moving over to the other side, you see it's built pretty much the same way. Another sticker here, some contouring here, and then you see this nice jawline coming down here. This eye is a slightly different. I know I've heard some others complain that there is an exposed stud here that you can see, and of course on the other side you can't. Also, looking at this closely, you can kind of see some of the internal pieces just kind of up here in the corners. If you look at just the right angle, you might see some yellow plates or some yellow bricks in there. So once again, this set does look a little bit better from a distance because some of that detail goes away and you see a much smoother helmet style look. I like the use of this kind of darker pink color in here inside of his mouth, and I think the way they did it, even though the pink doesn't completely cover the mouth, and once again, when you get close, you can see some gray pieces in there, some of the red showing through. And even you can look all the way through, there's some gaps in the bottom of the mouth. Probably can't see that, but you can actually see your finger back behind here because there is a gap where it goes all the way through. Once again, as you move away from Carnage, he does look much better and makes a wonderful display piece, as many of these helmet style models have been. And I like that they're using not just characters that have helmets, but they're starting to do like the cowls. So they have a Batman cowl, which looks pretty good, which I also reviewed. I'll leave a link up here. And this makes for the use of a lot of characters. You could see Miles Morales, you could see Spider-Man, some of the other characters from the Marvel or DC universe. So I'm hoping to see many more of these. Although at $60 each, I hope they don't release a lot of them really quickly. On to the price. So $60 has been kind of the price point for all of these helmet pieces. Taking a pure look just at the price per piece count, it's very close to 10 cents. We're at 546 pieces for $60. So it's pretty close, maybe 11 cents or so. Just a little bit on the high side, but again, it is a Marvel themed set. Lots of good pieces in here. So the value is, you know, what I would expect. Absolutely, I would love for these helmets to have been at a $50 price point instead of a $60 price point. But I think they're staying pretty consistent, and in this case, the piece count isn't too bad. Overall, good looking helmet or bust of Carnage. Really like the way it is all put together. These are fun to build. They have a lot of detail on them, so you kind of need to take your time. Make sure you put everything in its proper place to get the overall effect looking good. This one was, I think, a little bit easier. There are some more bigger plates used instead of a lot of 1x1s and 1x2s and that kind of stuff. So this one was a little bit easier, but you still have to pay very close attention to get all these angles right. Like the eyebrows here are on an angle, obviously. All of this jawline is angled out. So making sure that all of that stuff lines up just right and matches is very important. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this Marvel set. Once again, another great display model from this helmet series. I'm going to get going on my next video, and until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to my other Marvel superheroes reviews up here on the screen.